Hi guys, here's problem number 6 from the mock test. Let's go ahead and read this one. This was a tricky one that a lot of people struggled with, so let's make sure we read it nice and slowly. James is making omelets for his family. If you don't know, an omelet's like an egg with a lot of good things wrapped inside. They're pretty yummy. He begins with a dozen eggs, and each omelet takes 2 eggs. Which graph shows the number of eggs used based on the number of omelets made? Great. Well, my advice, think about you could think about what's the y-intercept, what's the slope, and the truth is the y-intercept, he begins with a dozen, that's 12. That's the y-intercept, and if each one takes 2, the slope is 2. But let's not get into that, because I think that's confusing some of us. Let's just ask ourselves a simple question here. If he makes, I don't know, 3 eggs, or 3 omelets, how many eggs will that take? Well, it takes 2 per, so that's going to be 6. If he makes, I don't know, 1 omelet, how many eggs is that going to take? 2. I just want to check here. Is the point, look at your graphs. Are there 3 omelets and 6 eggs? 1 omelet to 2 eggs. Let's just check. 1 omelet, like 10 eggs. That's not right. A is wrong. C. Let's see here. 3 omelets, 6 eggs. That works. 1 omelet, 2 eggs. That works. So C could be an answer. Let's come back to that. Down here, looks like one omelet, 2 eggs, and 3 omelets, 6 eggs. Okay, so that could work. And then lastly, we have again, if I make 1 omelet, that takes 2 eggs. Oh, that's not even close. So that one's not right either. So we're left with these 2 choices, and the only difference between these is that I have eggs and omelets sort of flipped. And C is the right answer. And there's a very specific reason why. It says eggs used based on the number of omelets made. If you remember science from 7th grade, you probably talked about dependent and independent variables. Well, a dependent variable is something that depends on something else. If you think about this, the number of eggs that you use depends on the number of omelets that you make. So since this is dependent on this, the dependent variable always goes up here, since it depends on this. Another way to think about that, in this equation, y equals mx plus b, does y depend on x, or does x depend on y? If you look at it, whatever x is, it's going to change what y is. And for that reason, x is the independent and y is the dependent. So y always goes over here. Y is always the dependent variable. It always depends on x. That's another way to think about this.